Alright, I think we're ready to go, guys. So, Salman, we're back. We're back with the second episode. Welcome back to another episode of the two time zones where we bring you the best of the two fucking time zones. We've got my co host Salman Sultan Ali over here. He's popping up right here. And we've got our very first guest, the ve- the ve- the infamous. Oh my god, he hasn't set up his camera. Oh my god. Okay, I'll edit that. I'll edit that in post. I'll edit that. I'll edit that in post. I'll edit that in post. But anyways, we've got our guest over here, Jamal Said Khan, over here. He's the infamous Jamal Said Khan. He's known all across Islamabad and especially Wa. He's the king of Wa, as Genie Hamster says it. So and like this guy has connections. This guy has connections in the in the underworld. He has connections anywhere and everywhere you look. Literally ask him about anything, and he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, and he'll get shit done, man.
No, listen. If you go into the listen to me. If you go into the deep web section of YouTube, there'll be videos just about Jamal Said Khan.
I swear to God, like, dude, this guy is fucking famous. So Jamal, welcome to our podcast. Introduce yourself and tell us what's up with you, man.
Right. So, just like the rest of you, I have a name. It's Jamal, and I've been quarantined because and I'm just fucking tired and fed up of this shit. As are these guys, and that's why we're doing this.
Yo, dude, no cap. I think I'm getting used to this whole quarantine now, cause like I don't really feel like that jailed in anymore.
You know what we need? We need more underdog stories like
Underground stories.
right there.
Yeah, dude.
No, underdog stories.
Underdog.
He's from quarantine to being a part of this podcast. Like that's the type of
I fucking swear. Like literally 5 minutes ago he was playing. But then what game were you playing, man? What game were you playing 5 minutes ago? Be honest.
I wasn't playing anything.
And now he's fast tracking to fame, guys. He's fast tracking to fame.
Yeah.
through our 3 viewers that we got. By the way, I just uploaded the first episode and it has 20 views. Literally 17 more than I expected. So we are doing well. We are doing very, very well. We are doing very, very well. All right, Saman. Let's throw out a few topics here and there, and let's see what we're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So let's start out on a very high note. I want to know what the closest you've come to death is since our last podcast. And Jamal, for you, let's just say in the last week, since you weren't on the last podcast. I'm going to give you a minute to think about it, but in the meanwhile, I'm going to share my personal experience. Today in the morning, I was sleeping. It was great. It wasn't the morning. It was like 1 p.m., but I was sleeping. It was amazing. And then I got a phone call from Saad, and I was like, I wonder what'll happen if I just jump out my window instead of picking up the phone. It was pretty close, you know.
Yo, dude,
that's
straight
dark.
up, man.
That's dark.
Dude, that's fucking dark. If anything, that'll get us demonetized and not our fucking cursing. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry. I mean, you know I love you.
Oh my god. No wonder, dude. When we were structuring this episode, this is literally the first question that came to his mind. He's like, bro, we have to ask this question. We have to, ask him what's the closest you come to that, because I have my answer. I'm like, okay, what could it be, man? But I should have seen it coming. I should have seen this coming. So Jamal, what's the closest you've come to death?
Wait, so do you want it to actually be in like the last week or any time?
I mean, let's not make it too crazy of a story. Like,
Let's make it too crazy of a story, because we want to be.
Because I have a genuine story.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Straight up, tell us, man. What's up?
Let's hear it.
So there's this guy, Daniel Masood. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Yes, our next guest host.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was dropping him back to his house. It was a good day hanging out. I think we went hiking or some shit. And this was like, I think 2 or 3 years ago. And so I was driving on, Margala Road. And
I haven't heard this story.
I was on the side towards the hills, going towards the, F6 or whatever. And
All right.
we were trying to figure out some street on the right side of the road. And I was looking, and all the, how load shedding is in Pakistan. So all the lights, all the traffic lights and stuff, they were pretty much off, so you couldn't see much. And you know how I was in my Meran, which has some pretty shitty headlights. We can barely see ahead of you. So me and Daniel, we were looking to our right, and I wasn't even really focusing on the road. I was like, well, what's the street number? Let's figure it out. And because you know how Daniel is, so like, yeah, I couldn't trust him to figure out the street number on his own. So as I was looking,
street number for where he lives, his own house is street number.
No. It was like his cousin's office or something like that.
Okay.
And I don't know, man. Daniel, he has like 20 different safe houses across Islamabad, so I don't even know. So what happened next was there was this. So you know how we drive on the left side for our non-British and non-Pakistani viewers. We drive on the left side of the road. So some guy was parked on the right side of the road next to the curb with his lights off, and I wasn't looking. So at the very last second, I realized, and I had to like swerve completely. And like if I hadn't swerved in that last like 0.2 seconds, we would have like had a full-on collision. And you know, knowing the Mehran, we probably would have died. So and we had to like park on the side and like collect our thoughts, and we were like, dude, that was fucking crazy.
Dude, I'm sure Daniel was just like
Daniel, he looked like a rabbit, a cornered rabbit. Like he looked traumatized. Actually, I'm serious. Yeah, deer caught in headlights. Yeah.
Shit like that. Oh my god.
I know, but he was silent laughing. He was doing his famous silent laugh.
I have a question.
Like that.
Wait, I do have a question. Should I have been recording?
Bro, please tell me.
You can. You can if you want to. You can if you.
I'll start now. I mean, I wasn't sure if we were supposed to do that, but anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I want Jamal's face.
Yeah.
In some capacity.
So the closest that I've come to that, Jamal, funny enough, it wasn't your Mehran. Jamal knows the story as well. Jamal was riding shotgun and I was driving, and this was like when I was like new to driving, right? So I was like, and this was my very first time drifting. So what we were doing is that we went to this back road. It was quite secluded. So what happened was that we were just driving and everything, and there's these U-turns, right? So I was like, okay, fine. For the first few drift attempts, why not drift around this U-turn and go around? First few drift attempts, I nailed it. I hit the apex. It was beautiful. I'm like, what happens when you're driving straight and you just yank the handbrake? I do that. The car swerves to the left. I almost hit, and on the left there's this dirt wall. I almost hit that. I swerved to the right, counter swerved to the right, and on the right there's the curb, and I had to do it to the left and the right, and literally. While I'm doing that, I'm literally saying, bro, I got this, and I can hear Jamal screaming, no, you don't got this. I'm like, bro, I got this, and literally, the car just comes to a dead stop right before hitting the curb on the right, and it's just like inches, then the tire is just like inches away. So yeah, lesson learned: do not when you're drifting, drift around corners. That's fine. Do not yank the handbrake in a straight line, especially a front-wheel drive car.
Okay, this actually reminds me of another terrible driving story.
Yes.
Jamal,
you were there actually.
Know,
this was
Salman,
back with Hamza Jamil.
Dude, Salman is filled with terrible driving stories. Let's go, Salman.
No, we have a story with...
Well, this one isn't about me.
But we also have a story with you and Saad as well, and a bunch of us in one car.
Oh, there's a lot of... Okay, but listen. So this is back when I had my learner's permit. My mom didn't want me driving the car, so I think Hamza was driving my car, or we were going in Hamza's car, one of the two. We're in G9, we're exiting, and there's this road where you go straight, and then you either turn, like... There's a road going straight, and then you have, like... It's like a T intersection.
Uh-huh.
So we could either go left or right, but we could go straight. The signal was off, so there's traffic going in all directions. I'm shotgun, and Hamza's driving, and then Hamza asked me, are we going left or right? I told him right. He pulls out into the middle, and he stops, and he's like, wait, are we going your right or my right?
Oh, yeah.
Hamza's a real man.
I remember that. That was hilarious.
Oh, God.
But yeah, ever since that, a fun thing I do is whenever I'm driving and people are giving me directions, if they tell me to turn right, I'll ask them my right or your right. And then I'll stop, think about it, and then I'll respond, my right. And then they'll stop and go like, wait, that's the same thing.
Dude. Man. Dude, these death stories, man, they always get us cracking up. Let's talk a little bit about high school, because like that's high school, high school, and like we've practically known each other all our lives. I've known each other guys since like the 7th grade, but Salman and Jamal have known each other even before that, and we all have grown pretty much a lot since then.
2nd grade.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell the audience one funny story one of us remembers about each other. Like, well, what does Salman remember about me? What does Salman remember about Jamal that we wouldn't really remember? And then let's just all share that for the audience, because then you guys will get to know us way better. Yeah, Salman, you start.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of one story about you that's appropriate, Saad.
That's appropriate.
Yeah, same here.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding.
I've not really
I'm
had. I haven't really had
Actually,
the
I've got an
most
idea.
saint past.
Since we've got Jamal on the show,
Yeah.
and this happened back when I knew Jamal. Jamal, why don't you tell everyone the story of how you got that scar?
Yes, guys. For those of you guys who are listening,
Oh, you mean the Somalian pirates?
Yeah, the Somali pirate
for
scar.
those of you guys who are listening to audio,
Right,
Jamal has
right.
a massive scar that runs down his forehead down to his right or left eye. I don't know.
Runs down the right side.
The
of
right
his
side of his forehead, and it literally
Yeah.
just like almost clips. it
You're right or his right?
Dude, I turned around to check. Like, okay, he's facing this way. That'll be his right.
Oh god. All right. So Jamal, tell us about the scar story.
So that leads me to tell you about an interesting fact about all three of us. We all had to serve in the army for like a year when we were like 18 years
That's
old.
not true. That's
Yeah,
not
it
true.
is. What are you talking about? Okay, well, I did, and I was sent to Somalia, and I
No, you
encountered.
weren't. No, you weren't.
In Somalia, he
Okay,
ran
fine,
through
it was
a fucking
a-
mirror. He ran through a mirror.
Okay,
in
so
Somalia.
No, not a mirror. He ran through a
Was
glass
it a glass door?
In his
glass
own
door or
house.
window? Was it, oh
No, it was a door.
it was a door.
oh god! He ran through a glass door, dude. I've made that mistake myself as well, but like I've not ran through a glass door. I've like run into a lot of clear planes of glass, but like not through a glass door. That's a new one.
Yeah, you probably got lucky.
If it makes you feel any better, I once walked into a door. Like, it was closed, it was solid, it was made of wood, it was dark, I saw it, I just walked right into it.
Dude,
And it was in my own room, so I'm just
Huh.
downright stupid.
No, this wasn't my house. This is my relative's house, and it was like Lahore, and it was during winter, so it was like foggy and stuff, and it was upstairs too. So
That's-
like it was just.
Dude, that should
Yeah.
have made the door more visible. Fog makes things visible, like especially glass, because it fogs up. It's not as clear. I don't know.
No. It was, and also like it didn't. It had like these really weird. It had these really weird panes that like were sort of merged into the wall, so you couldn't really tell.
Yeah. Dude, this reminds me of the story.
Plus, I was running. So
This reminds me of the time when I literally remember the old Rahat, or which is now Tehzeeb, which it had a fountain back when we were kids. Like it had a fountain like right outside. So that fountain, the one time I went was
which one?
The one that's right in front of it. Like it's a tiny fountain. It's just like a tiny fountain that's just like in front of it. So this one time I went, the fountain was turned off and the water was crystal clear and still. I'm like, oh okay, this must be where you step. I stepped through and I fucking fall into the fountain, and it wasn't the prettiest sight. Like I had a bunch of people like fucking turn around.
upper board में spray डाल लिए.
What?
Just walked into a
upper board में spray लगी.
Yeah, man, something like that, man. Oh god. So yeah, one interesting story that you guys remember. We are getting back to that question because I'm pretty sure we had to think about that.
I mean, I feel like these were a couple interesting stories. We can move to some more lighter but slightly more controversial topics if you'd like.
Sure. Salman has an entire list.
All
Salman has
right,
an entire fucking
let's
list.
hear it. Tea, coffee, or hot chocolate?
What?
Tea, coffee, or hot
Neither.
chocolate? There is a right answer and a wrong answer.
Neither. I don't give a shit. I don't drink either, man. I don't drink. Water. You, Jamal. I I feel like
Yeah,
Salman's
water,
gonna give
sure,
us.
yeah.
Damn it, I'm ending this call
I
right
feel
now.
like Salman's gonna. I feel like Salman's gonna give us like an answer that's gonna be a weird combination of the three. Come on, Salman, tell us what's the right answer and what's the wrong answer.
Dude, I would have been happy if you guys chose one of the answers, but now I'm just gonna go delete our YouTube channel. This is just not fair.
Dude, we're just being honest. We're being transparent. We're being authentic, and I legit don't really give a shit.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that you guys you're just terrible human beings. You have to like at least.
All right, fine.
At least,
if
like,
I had if I had a
tea,
gun to my head,
coffee.
if I had a gun to my head, I'd choose a cold coffee, like over the three.
Imagine I'm holding.
Yeah, a cold coffee. I'll have a cold coffee.
All right, fine. That's appropriate. I'll take it.
Yeah. What about you, Jamal? If somebody fucking threatened to make another scar that matched the one that you have right now on the other side.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be like a mask. Let's say cold coffee, I guess.
Cold coffee. Well, okay. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. What about you, Saman? The guy who asked the question.
Dude, I'd go for a nice cappuccino. I love my espresso machine. I love making coffee.
Sipping
It's
a
something I
latte.
care very much about.
Sipping a
You want to sip a latte?
Oh, we have to tell him the story of the sipping a latte.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and mute Jamal
No,
now.
Saman.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute both Asad and Jamal on this call.
Saman,
Alright?
here's what you're gonna do, Saman. You're gonna tell the story. You're the one who's gonna tell the story. I don't know if you can hear me right now. I don't know if you muted me or not. But Saman is the one who's gonna tell the story.
I have not muted you.
Saman, you're gonna tell the story.
Alright, very, very simple story. I've always loved coffee. Once made a cup of coffee.
A bit
Posted
too
a
much.
picture
A bit.
with a caption on Facebook. It was very normal. And then everyone was like, oh my god, look at this guy. And they laughed at me. And they made a big deal out of it.
Okay.
And
He
that's
put
it.
up a
That's the
picture
entire story.
literally in his patio or some shit like that. And he's like sipping a latte in these cold winter mornings or some shit like that. And literally the entire school made fun of him.
Sipping my latte. No, sipping my latte.
Sipping my-
That's what he said.
Sipping my latte.
It was my latte.
Oh god. And he just like.
No, that's literally that's the thing. That's all it said. Sipping my latte. That's it.
And literally everyone in school just like roasted his ass. Like
Yeah, it became like a
it was
mantra.
insane.
It became like a mantra for like several
It became
days.
like a mantra.
Sipping my latte.
But we have crossed 20 minutes.
No, 20
so
minutes with a bunch of cuts.
I've got
20
one-
minutes with a bunch of cuts, so we can include a bunch of shit, like one more story.
Well, I think we should aim for like, we've got like we have to cut 5 minutes right now. I think that's all right, or 7.
Yeah, just go, just like say
Yeah.
what you wanted to say, just say it.
All right. So to close
We're
off,
closing off?
here's my
Oh,
question
shit.
to Jamal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right. If you had to hide a body, would you rather call me or Saad?
These are so bland and dry, man.
I
Honestly
think-
speaking, man. Next time I'm making the questions, they're gonna be spicy. They're gonna be. They're
Dude,
gonna
yeah,
be
well, fucking make the questions then.
I will, dude. I'm the one who's fucking editing. I'm the one
Like-
who's uploading on YouTube, bro. Literally, question hello.
Just like bland and dry, like Salman's cooking after interacting with white people.
Yeah, man. Dude,
You guys don't even cook, alright?
Speaking of cooking, Salman.
I know, I'm just
he used
kidding,
to-
I'm just
he
kidding.
used to think garlic sauce. He used to think garlic mayo was like spicy. Not like, bro.
Dude, that stuff you get at the canteens is so spicy. My taste buds weren't made for this world.
Dude, okay, they had a lot.
No, I've tried Salman's cooking. It's good. It's good.
No.
Yeah, Jamal has
his
tried.
cooking's really good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as a kid, his spice tolerance was really bad, worse than a white person's, man. Like, what the fuck?
It's still really bad. It's still terrible.
Really?
I can't even take red pepper flakes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh shit. Alright,
Wow.
yeah. So hide a body. Who
Wow.
would you help tell to help
Wow.
you hide a body? we all know it's gonna be one of
I
those-
would say Salman, I guess.
No, dude. He doesn't know the secret spaces in WoW, like the bunkers, the potato bunkers that you have. He has potato bunkers, guys. Dude, that's the perfect place to hide a body, in my opinion, man.
You mean nuclear?
Nuclear, yeah,
Well, not anymore. Not once you post this. Not now that you've said it on webcam.
Yeah, that's fair.
man, dude.
Probably have to find someone else to hide the body.
Those, Dude, he has bunkers literally embedded within cliffs with tons and tons of fucking dirt, just compressing them. So they're the perfect place to just like hide out. And yeah, they're bulletproof.
And it's especially cool.
It's cool as well.
It's
Yeah,
cool,
it's
right?
cool as well.
So that's another thing. But in cool temperatures, bodies don't rot as fast.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, yeah, he's right.
So the smell wouldn't travel. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a wrap on today's episode, guys. We had a lot of fun. We discussed a lot of things that we weren't meant
Yeah,
to. There's gonna
that
be a
was
lot of
pretty
guts
fun.
in this episode.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of guts in this episode. But yeah, that's how we keep it real, guys, over here. Ooh, we had a bunch of time. Thank you so much, Jamal, for coming on. Really means a lot. Really means a lot. I'm done. My back is fucking killing me, man. Adios, guys. Bye bye. Saman, any final words?
Alright, guys, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Just good night.
Adios.